nem a lua, nem a mata, nem a droga da farmácia. Eu digo, nada é melhor do que você. Nem o sol, nem mesmo a prata, nem o sexo na balada. Eu digo, nada é melhor do que você. Nada é melhor do que você. Nada é melhor do que você. Nem a musa, nem a massa, nem a vida lá em Marte. Eu digo, nada é melhor do que você. Nem o templo, nem a pasta, nem o vinho, nem o da lata. Eu digo, nada é melhor do que você. Nada é melhor do que você. Nada é melhor do que você. Eu digo, você é tudo pra mim. O astrolábio, o centro-tempo, o meio e o fim. Por isso eu canto, por isso a vida me diz, eu sou feliz, eu sou feliz.
Hi everyone, how are you doing? Good to have you. Some new faces, some familiar ones. Okay, so I think we'll probably still have a bit more people joining, but since this session is going to be recorded, I think we can kickstart. First of all, thank you all for being here. A lot of new people applying to free electrons, a lot of old faces of our finalists. So I'll have the time to present everyone from the team, from the alumni, and obviously I would love to know also who's here. So I'm Maria, I'm the project manager for Free Electrons. I'm an innovation consultant at BTI, which is a program manager of Free Electrons. I would love to know whoever is joining us and where from.
Hello, so I'm Thomas. I'm from BetaI as well. I'm a consultant at BetaI and a supporter here in Free Electrons. Happy to see old faces from the previous edition and happy to have you all here. And let's move. Who's next?
Diana?
Yeah, I was mute, sorry. Well, hello everyone. Happy to have you all here. I'm also part of the Beta I team. I'm innovation analyst. So this year I'm helping Maria, Thomas, and Diogo to organize the program, and I will be also interacting with the startups along the next year. So yeah, I'm happy to be part of the process. Let's continue.
And lastly, Diogo.
Yeah, true. I'm also part of the BTI team, and I'm the marketing manager for the program. For those I already know, like Alex, Pavel, and Chris, thank you for attending. Thank you for the availability, and it's good to see you. Good to see everyone. Looking forward to know you a little bit better.
And our dear alumni. Go ahead.
Hey,
I can kick off. Oh, go on, Pavel. Pavel, after you. Go on.
Yeah. Hi, Pavel, CEO, co-founder of Mobilize, alumni of Free Electrons from the latest batch here. Happy to be here.
Great to have you, Pavel.
Cool.
Chris?
Hello, everybody. My name is Chris Cheshlak. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Bladebug. We've developed a six-legged walking robot to inspect and repair wind turbine blades. And as Pavel, I was an alumnus of the last cohort from 2023. So yeah, very happy to be here and share my experiences. And if it's any use, then that's good. Otherwise, listen to my stories. It's fine.
And last, Alex.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alex Tilica, CEO and founder of 3DK Tech, metal 3D printing startup. Also alumni from last year. So Chris and Pavel are some of the best people I've met. So very happy to be here and share with you all our thoughts and experiences. So use us as your resources. Thanks. Thanks also BetAI for the invite.
Cheers. So BetAI is joining from Portugal. Alex is from Hong Kong. Chris from UK, and Pavel from Slovenia. We would love to know, obviously, where are the other new faces, who you are, and where are you joining us from? Just a quick round.
So I'm Elias Greenbaum. My company is GTA. We are located in Atlanta, Georgia. We are a prototype R&D engineering company that is focused on integrating offshore wind energy with subsea renewable electrolytic hydrogen production. The gist of our technology is that we have developed a class of electrolyzers that can operate underwater at the sea floor, and there are a bunch of techno-economic reasons that make that an advantageous approach for large-scale green hydrogen and oxygen production.
Awesome. Thank you, Elias. Nice to meet you. Anyone else?
Yeah, hi, my name is Roger Preston. I'm actually an Australian who is living in Bucharest for the past 16 years. And my project is the Waste to Energy project. And what we do is from unrecyclable plastic, we can make energy in the form of electricity and hydrogen and also ammonia. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. I know some people are introducing themselves through the chat. Sheets, hi.
I can go next. So yeah, I'm Richard Correa, founder of ConceptX, dialing in from London. We are an artificial intelligence software company providing autonomous inspection and monitoring solutions for critical infrastructure in energy. Started with wind and have now gone into transmission distribution as well. Yeah, looking forward to learning more about free electrons. Got to know about it through a familiar face here, Chris. So yeah, looking forward to learning more about it now.
Awesome.
Hi.
Hi, Alfredo.
My name is Alfredo, and I'm the co-founder of Adion. We are a data and AI company based in Madrid, by the way, in Spain. And basically what we do in a nutshell is we transform the power grid into a digital asset to help DSOs gain visibility, predictability, and in the future control by gathering data and creating tools and invaluable insights. This is what we do. Thank you.
Awesome. Anyone else? I know some people introduce them through chat. Hi, Perieno. Okay. So if not, we can kickstart. Please feel free to keep engaging in the chat. I know my colleagues Thomas, Diogo, and Diana will also help me make sure that none of your comments or questions are overlooked. So we can go to the next slide. Just an overview of set the expectation of what we aim for you to retrieve out of this webinar. This is really to navigate the application process, give you some insights from our alumni, people who already experienced this. We're going to talk a bit about the program, give you an overview, talk about the calendar, some important topics that we don't want you to overlook. And then we have prepared a few questions for alumni. And at the end, you'll have time to make your own questions. So please feel free to exchange any insights you have, any tips, anything you would like to share with us, we're very welcome to receive it. So up next. Okay, once again. Okay, as you know, this is the team that manages Free Electrons. We work for BETA-I, which is a collaborative innovation agency who focuses on solving corporate challenges and creating opportunities for startups in order to unlock innovative solutions that make a world a better place. And next, our dear alumni panel, which already presented themselves. I really recommend you to look them up, add them on LinkedIn. If you have any questions after this webinar, I'm sure they will be willing to answer and to support you with any doubts you might have. And next, a bit about what Free Electrons is. So nothing speaks better than this video. This is the wrap up from last edition, but of course we can go over it. This is Free Electrons is an open innovation program for the energy sector where we connect startups with world-leading energy utilities for you to test solutions together. Right, so the program focuses on working together in pilot projects and commercial deploy products, facilitating investment opportunities, sharing of learnings and developments. And we'll talk a bit about it later, but deals to date exceed 80 million USD. So it's quite a big program. It's a hybrid program. So while the first module is digital, the online pitch, we do expect startups to participate in person for the remaining 3 modules in case they succeed. And this will be in Spain, Canada, and Germany this year. So Free Electrons provides visa and logistical assistance throughout the whole program. So flights and accommodation will also be supported by the program. Could you share the video? I think we have time to quickly go through it.
It's been our pleasure hosting Free Electrons finale here in India, where CLP has been for the last over 20 years. Driving innovation for the energy sector is not a solo journey. It's a global effort too, and the Free Electrons program is a global program. So it's about connecting the dots, and here in India this week, we've been able to connect a few more dots.
I think for Free Electrons family, this has been a great experience. So everything that I've been actually talking about India, Indian culture, Indian people, Indian food and all that, they actually got a chance to witness all of that firsthand here. Everybody is having a fantastic time, getting even more comfortable. If we can just dial down the temperature a little bit, I think they'll probably actually want to settle in India.
The exposure to utilities across the globe and an understanding of what their priority sets are, which is different jurisdiction to jurisdiction, how they operate in terms of their customer base, retail versus non-retail. So being able to understand more about those utilities and how we can potentially fit with our offering and our solution has been unbelievably beneficial for our business. And we actually have a core pillar of our business which is focused now on how we internationalize our product set. And that's come off the back of our introduction to the Free Electrons program.
This year is definitely a record year for us. We saw in none of the other years as many pilot products as we did this year. For E.ON, we are very happy with the result, and now we are kicking off several projects, or actually already kicked off a few of them, and I'm very excited to move forward.
So delighted, I'm a bit shocked to win, mainly because there's such an awesome number of startups here. Humbled, just want to express how grateful we are to the utilities for putting this program together. There's really nothing like it. I couldn't recommend it more to anyone else.
It was an amazing journey. We started this way back at the beginning of the year. The collaboration that we've had from all of the utility partners has just been phenomenal. We've got really exciting business opportunities for our startup going forward with a lot of the utilities. And to top it all off, I did come away with an award, so that was really nice.
Applications for Free Electrons 2024 are now open, so apply now.
Awesome. So this is some snippets from our grand finale last year in India. So as we've said, the mission of Free Electrons is shaping the energy landscape. So for that, we focus on bringing disruptive energy innovations to life. And we do this by connecting startups and utilities for them to work side by side on accelerating energy transition. But Free Electrons really is a community of innovators. That's how we see it. Everyone's focused on the same goal of making this a better, more just world in terms of energy. If you can go forward. And these are some key numbers from the last 7 editions of the program. In total, we've had over 4,500 applications. We have over 165 pilots developed. We've received applications from all over the world, and we've had over 80 million USD invested in our startups. So last year, we had 15 finalists of the program, 15 winners of the 23 edition, which came from 9 different countries. And next, we have our utilities. So the cohort of utilities for 2024 is CLP, EDP, E.ON, ESB, JERA, Hydro-Quebec, and Origin. And their activities cover the main markets: North America, Europe, Asia Pacific, Middle East, and Latin America. And we can go through a quick review of the calendar. So applications are now open until January 28th. The online pitch will take place in March, from March 12th to March 15th. Utilities are going to gather in Lisbon to evaluate the top 60 startups pitching their solutions. And then the bootcamp will take place in May from the 27th until the 30th in Madrid. The master module from July 15 to July 18 in Montreal, Canada. And the final module, the grand finale, from October 14 to October 17 in Hamburg, Germany. So a quick overview of the different modules. So we start by the online pitch. So this is the first moment that utilities and their business units are listening from you, pitching your ideas and your solutions. So we do an evaluation on the spot, and then through multiple discussions, they select which startups they would want to continue moving forward in the program. So here they have preliminary discussions, they define roadmaps, understand what type of solutions would make more sense aligning with their strategic goals for the year. And it's really a moment of first interaction, right? There will be a slot for pitching and a slot for Q&A. So it's really about the materials and how you show up, the team support, etc. Moving forward, our first in-person module is the bootcamp. So the goal of the bootcamp is to match solutions with concrete challenges. This is the first time that the innovation departments from utilities and the startups are connecting in person. So it's the first time where we'll have one-on-one meetings, which is the core bulk of the bootcamp activities, is really for you to discuss fit of solution to their challenges and to assess some project scope commences. So that's what you can expect. Start to define a roadmap and see how conversations evolve from the bootcamp until later modules. Next. The master module. This is much more about, so just to give you an overview. So we start the online pitch with 60 participants. We'll have 30 startups in the bootcamp, and from the bootcamp until the master module, there will be a reduction to the 15 finalists. So from the master module on, we'll have the 15 finalist startups of Free Electrons 2024. So here, you already know the business units, you already know the innovation departments, you've had multiple conversations with them. The goal is really to solidify these relationships that you've been building, assess the timings and the development of the ongoing projects, and see when you'll be ready to kickstart the pilot implementation. So we go from design to implementation. And lastly, our grand finale, which is really about firming up negotiations and understanding what are the next steps. So the program doesn't end in the grand finale. As our alumni know, many of them are still developing their pilots with our utilities, and other opportunities might arise. So there's a commitment with the top 15 finalists from our utilities that everyone who makes the top 15 will have opportunities. Either these be in terms of pilots, either these be in terms of commercial deployments. They'll be able to retrieve something out of this amazing program. Okay, so an overview of the challenges we want to tackle this edition. All this information is present on the website, but as you know, connectivity and communication solutions, energy management and efficiency, facility and asset management, next generation clean energy, smart grid and energy communities, sustainable alternative fuels and carbon management, transport and industry electrification, solutions for B2B and B2C markets. So you can find all of this online. If you have any question, please contact the project team and we'll be more than willing to give you more information. Regarding the selection criteria, so what are utilities looking for? What type of criteria they'll be evaluating you based on? So the experience of the startup, the maturity of the product or the solution, the level opportunity in the market that the startup is targeting, potential profitability of the business model, and of course, the fit of the startup with the needs of one utility or multiple utilities. So the project has a goal of targeting for multi-stakeholder projects, pilot projects. Each year, this is something that it's highly delved, highly explored between the partners to seek opportunities that combine different startups or even multiple utilities. And who is the program directed at? What stage should a startup be at? So while startups support a variety, while our utilities support a variety of startups, typically, we expect startups who already have raised money, have pilot-ready solutions, or have a strong working prototype. So in terms of TRL, usually above 5 to 6. What's in it for you? So our value proposition for you to test your solutions, develop pilots, receive feedback from key industry players, gain exposure, build relationships, grow your networks. There's a lot of startup opportunities as well. We've had a lot of success cases on this over the last few years. do contracts or receive investment, and work with open innovation experts who are looking at laser focusing on your solutions and trying to help you jump to the next step. How to apply? Can you please change again? So as you know, you can visit our website, freeelectrons.org. Well, you'll be directed to the F6S form. It's a very quick form. I would say it takes around 20 to 30 minutes, around 30 questions, but please be mindful. We have very long application periods so that you have time to truly navigate the application, see what's needed, tailor your materials. You can find on our website the reverse pitches of our utilities, so what they're focusing on, what type of solutions they invested in the past, etc., so that you get the better chance of truly tailoring your solution to whoever utility is better directed at it. And next. Can you keep going? Okay, so what makes a good application? So clear value proposition, define your unique value proposition, and clearly state how your innovation addresses the specific problem of our utility partners. Showcase a strong business model, revenue streams, and market potential. Show a clear understanding of your target audience and market dynamics. In terms of team competence, highlight the skills, expertise, and experience of your team members. Innovation and technology, explain the innovation itself, its uniqueness, what type of technologies are involved, and how it stands out from existing solutions in the market. Highlight any patents, prototypes, or traction achieved. Market validation, provide evidence of market validation, such as pilot projects, customer feedback, partnerships, etc. Scalability and impact, demonstrate how scalable your solution is and its potential impact. So show a clear growth strategy and the scalability of your business model. Quality and quality. So ensure your application's well-written, error-free, that everything is in English. We've been receiving over the years a lot of applications in different languages. So the program is in English. So we do expect everything to be tailored to this language. Use visuals, graphics, and videos to enhance the quality and the way you present information in your materials. And of course, align with the program goals and the challenges that have been set for this edition. Next. A few tips on how to stand out, though I'm sure our colleagues will have a lot more to add. So, innovative approach, emphasize what makes your approach unique, what's novel about your technology, if you bring a new perspective to what's already being done in the market, if you have a creative application of existing solutions, really what sets you apart. Demonstrate impact. So this is something that we're going to ask you from the get-go. How do you measure the impact of your solution? So illustrate the potential impact and benefits of your solution, quantify whenever possible the advantages it offers, whether it's in terms of cost savings, efficiency improvements, environmental impact, or social benefits. Collaboration and partnerships, highlights any existing collaborations, partnerships, your team expertise, whatever enhances the credibility and capability of your team on delivering this project. Make sure you have an engaging presentation. Take time crafting your pitch deck to make it as functional and as beneficial to you as possible. Have a clear roadmap, present a clear roadmap outlining the steps from concept to implementation of the pilot, show that you have a well-thought plan on how to execute the project successfully within a specific time frame, right? And lastly, passion and commitment. Show how dedicated you are and how motivated you are to making a real difference in the industry. And as we've mentioned, in terms of time, this is quite a time-consuming project in terms of, well, there's at least for the finalists, for the successful startups, as it's the case of all our alumni here, they traveled quite a bit with Free Electrons last year, and I'm sure they'll talk a bit about it afterwards, that they retrieved a lot of value from it. And while we make sure to also allow time for you to continue with your normal day-to-day business affairs, there's a high expectation of being there, being present, and being fully committed with this Free Electron experience. Next. Okay, so I don't know if there's anything you'd like to comment before we start our round of questions. Any doubts for the project itself? Anything that isn't clear?
Something that I would like to add here, Maria, is related how evoluted is the solution. We had a question about ideas. So this is a very pilot-oriented program, but which means that most of the pilots comes from technology that are already validated, but also are ready to go for a deployment, potential deployment. But we had some experience with ideas that work it out the same way. So if you are able to try and to rapidly grow and develop the technology, the idea itself, this is something that's possible as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Thomas. Anyone else? Yes, the pilots are funded by utilities.
I have a question. Hello,
Please
this
go
is
ahead.
Pierino from Smart Beer Home. I have a question regarding the property of the innovation. I mean, are we going to sign an NDA if our solution hasn't been patented yet? How do you see that?
Yeah, usually when you start a conversation about a potential pilot, when it comes the time, you go for an NDA. This is something that we don't have in the beginning, but as the relationship develops. So NDA is a common tool during the program as the conversations and negotiations go further.
Okay, then
So-
this would be in May in Madrid or before?
So what we
Potentially,
suggest,
yeah, just after the bootcamp, usually, and it is something that it's utility from utility. So each one has its own NDA. It's not, there's no NDA for the program.
Okay.
exactly. So what I was going to say is we suggest that you don't add any confidential information in your pitch decks. So as you advance in the program, and if you are to test a solution with a utility, then you'll craft an NDA together. So there's no Free Electrons NDA per se, because obviously utilities have their own different rules and they work in different geographies. So until this stage, you keep it, I'm not saying surface level, but you share whatever information you feel comfortable with that wouldn't lead you in a competitive disadvantage. If you are to progress, then they'll craft NDAs with your team directly.
Okay, thank you.
And the NDA comes up from both ways. You can ask for NDA when you feel that's the moment for having an NDA, and the other way around is the same. Eventually, the utility wants to have an NDA with you, so they propose an NDA as well. They are very used to do it. Usually, the representatives from utilities are from innovation departments, and they have been doing this for a long time, so they are used to develop pilots and this kind of tool. And so it's a very common situation.
Maria, you mentioned that there is something in your website or something, I don't know exactly where we can find reverse pitches from the utilities. Do you have the link available, or is in the application process?
Oh, excuse me for the light here.
No worries.
So if you check the website, in the page Meet the Utilities, you have a brief explanation of each, and you can find a link. Perhaps let me check. Just opening here on my own.
It's okay. I will.
But I think it's
Okay.
quite straightforward. If not, please email us and we will redirect you this. So
Okay.
just for your knowledge, we haven't still included JERA's pitch deck, as they are a new addition to the program, a Japanese utility that's just joined. So we'll work on this, of course, as soon as possible, so that you're also able to check more information on them.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else?
Maria, Richard here. Just one quick question. So is AEP not part of the utility cohort for 2024?
Not for 2024, correct.
Okay, gotcha.
Anyone else? So if
We
not,
have a question here from Elias. He's asking if we have a specific pitch template.
we don't, but correct me if I'm wrong, Diogo, we do have some suggestions on the website, I believe it's on the frequently asked questions, on
Yeah,
what type of solution, what type of content to include.
Yeah, I can
Thank you.
share the link here.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, so we can reserve some extra time at the end for some other questions, but now making sure that we also take the most benefit out of our esteemed alumni. I do have a few questions for them. So first of all, and I think we can go by order. Feel free to jump in whenever you want to share your experience. So what motivated your startup, Alex, to apply to Free Electrons?
Thanks for asking, Maria. Honestly, it was one of those serendipitous things that one of my friends just told me, hey, CLP is in this program. I'm like, hey. And I just basically saw an opportunity for a market that hasn't been tapped by any one of our competition. And we already saw potential applicability with how our technology can potentially help the utilities that were present last year. So basically serendipity, value, we had value that we could add, and we knew how to approach it. Basically, you knew what their needs were.
Awesome. Was it any different for any of you, Pavel or Chris? What drove you?
Yeah, so mine is very similar. So I found out very late on, I think maybe 2 days before the close of the application. But then I was reading through what Free Electrons was, and it just resonated with exactly what we needed. So as a technology developer developing hardware that we want to go on wind turbines, all we're looking for and all we're crying out for is time on turbines and access to the utilities, or having direct access to the people. So the whole concept or the whole premise of Free Electrons just resonated so well with what we were trying to do at our stage of our business that it was just like, this is a no-brainer. And as you say, the application was so lightweight in some regard. I didn't necessarily feel that the actual program would be as incredible as it was. I think I can't really emphasize how good the Free Electrons program was, and the other companies that are on it. But it was a very fortuitous being made aware of it and then seeing the opportunities that it could lend to us as at our stage of our business.
That's awesome. Thank you, Chris. And Pavel, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's definitely the easiest way how to get access to utilities and do pilots with them. Like, typically, as you can imagine, they're very big corporations, so you have to be very patient with them, and the sales cycles can be from months to years. And through Free Electrons, you can get this access relatively easily because most of the utilities already have existing budgets for pilots for Free Electrons projects. So it's much easier through and through, from the application process through narrowing down the pilots to actually running those pilots. The documentation is ready, so you have like everything at your disposal. So it's very, very convenient. Not to mention you get access to multiple utilities at the same time. At the time we were applying, we were only active in Europe. So we were interested in working with ESB, EDP, and E.ON. However, we also managed to attract Hydro-Québec. We actually signed a deal with them just a couple of weeks ago. We have a kickoff with them tomorrow. So we're through Free Electrons, we're essentially expanding to a completely new continent we haven't been active on before that.
That's
I can add to what Pavel was saying, and I think that there's one element that Pavel was saying, but he didn't quite nail it. Being able to directly speak with director level people in corporations is incredibly hard. And we were able to just have like that one-on-one conversation with decision makers, which if you've ever tried to sell something to a corporation, it's a grind and very hard to get the right warm intro, because that's usually the only way to get it. So that was like just chef's kiss.
Yes, awesome. Shalazani, anything you would like to ask? I see you have your hand raised. We cannot hear you.
Now you are able to listen to me?
Perfectly.
Yeah, I am Chalasani from India. I have invented Chalasani turbine, which magnifies the energy given to it by water. We can generate hydropower in water circulation method by using pumps. Pumps consume much less than what Chalasani turbine generates. We can design for the requirement of a location like a village, town, or industry. We have proof of concept. We need to complete our commercial pilot project, for which seed funding is required. Chalasani turbine disproves thermodynamic law of conservation of energy. That's all. You can react to this.
Awesome, thank you. So about the navigating the application process here for our alumni, in your opinion, what helped your application stand out from the remaining?
Mine?
No, sorry. This question's for the alumni.
Okay.
Well, I didn't see the other applications, but I think having a very clear focus about what you would want to get out of it. So we had a very clear expectation that we would be developing pilots with people of the utilities that had wind turbines that we could then go and demonstrate our technology with them. So I think having a very clear use case of what our product was, but then also who we wanted to target with the program, I think helped our case as well.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
Yeah, go
sorry,
ahead.
go ahead.
Paul.
No, I
No,
just
no,
I
go
just
ahead.
wanted to agree because you got to do your homework. Like research the utilities, try to think of what they're trying to achieve, what kind of problems they're tackling, and also whether it's the right time. To be honest, it was our third time that we applied, that we got to the finals. But for the first two times, we were simply not ready, both in the terms of the product that we were trying to sell, as well as in terms of the market. So the utilities were not ready because they simply did not have that problem at the time. But last year when we applied, it was already relevant. So so I guess that's kind of like the point that I'm trying to make. Like you got to research the utilities and know what they're trying to achieve.
This is a really great insight, Pavel. Timing really is everything. So we do recommend startups to reapply. If you're not successful 1 year, doesn't mean that you don't have a chance in the upcoming editions. Also, as you can imagine, the innovation challenges of the utilities slightly shift where they're directing their focus on. And again, it's a highly competitive program. So the first cut goes from over 500 applications to 60. So we really urge you to take the time crafting the strongest application you can come up with. All the materials, all the answers should really represent what your team is doing and what's the roadmap, what you want to achieve within this project.
Can I actually add to that? I did the math yesterday. So last year, I believe that was more than 650 applications, from which there was 15 startups admitted, which is an acceptance rate of 2.3%. Harvard has 3.4% acceptance rate. So getting to free electrons is much harder than getting to Harvard. So you can imagine, like it's very competitive.
Okay, and did you guys face any challenges or unexpected hurdles when you were applying? If so, how did you overcome this? Was it a smooth process or? Yeah, Carolina?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I guess adding to what Chris and Pavel was saying, if you do your homework, it's not really that not a lot of challenges. We had previous conversation with one of the utilities, and we understood their needs already. They had mentioned their needs, and that's one of the things that was that made it easy. It wasn't easy, but like made it easier, you know? So I think that was that's an important factor to take into account.
And do
Yeah,
you
and just to
have?
resonate that, oh, sorry, Maria,
No, go
yeah,
ahead,
just to
go
resonate
ahead,
that,
Chris.
it was a really straightforward process. And I think the questions follow a lot of what you should have as a startup anyway. So it wasn't a case of you're having to you've probably got a lot of this information in decks already or in things that you've already prepared. So there isn't anything new really that you have to put into it. You just have to amalgamate it into one coherent applications and tailor it specifically for achieving pilots with the people that you've done research on. But no, it was relatively pain-free and straightforward.
But I would definitely recommend creating a new pitch deck for this occasion. Like, don't use your standard product deck or your fundraising deck. It should be somewhere like in between, right? Because like you need to present the product in a very simplistic way where people can understand it. On the other hand, you're at the same time selling kind of like the vision of the nice future for the utility and yourself as well. So it would be, if I had to say, like it would be somewhere like between product deck and fundraising deck, because obviously the fundraising opportunities are there as well. However, you're still trying to land a pilot with one or more of the utilities. That's something that you have to keep in mind all the time.
Going farther than that, I think that's anyway a standard strategy that as startup founders we should have. It's the same as speaking with different groups of friends or speaking with different types of people. You adjust your vocabulary and your language and your tonality with the type of person that you're addressing. So it's the same with your decks. You have to communicate the message that you want the other party to hear. You know.
These are some really great trips. We do receive a lot of funding investment pitch decks, and the goal should be on pilot pitch decks. So a mix of both worlds. While there's obviously some investing opportunities in the program, the focus should be on piloting your solutions. So showing how exactly this would take place from your end, what resources, the duration, the cost, etc., will give you an upper leg in this kind of things. Answering. Yeah, please go ahead.
This is very important because you have been through the forms, the questions of the forms a lot, and we are always, every edition, we are asking if this question is important or not. And by the end of the day, all the questions that we have there are important for utilities evaluation. They go through every information and they really evaluate all the applications that we have. So this kind of tailor-made information and taking care of the details is important, and it might be something different by the end of the evaluation.
Absolutely.
So just a quick question for the previous applicants. So just in terms of the pitch deck, because pitch decks can mean so many different things, and usually, the standard might be 10, 12 slides. But in your view, is this more detailed, where we go into like proposed, I don't know, detailed of concept, work plan, stuff like that, or it's still 10, 12 slides?
Who's the question for?
Just to the previous applicants around the pitch deck, really. So either any of the three, if you had a point of view on that.
I think it's very hard to answer that, not knowing exactly what you do and what your vision for what you do and what your vision for the pilot is, right? So I think what's more important than looking at the number of slides is how coherent can you communicate a story that is going to touch on all the vision that you want to have that you have for the pilot project and for your technology and how you see that implemented. Like at the end of the day, personally, I have up to 30 slides per pitch deck and 1 or 2 words per slide. It's you can do 5, you can do 20. It's how, just basically focus on your own personal, you're going to be the one pitching it, right? So it needs to flow from you, and therefore it needs to be aligned with your style of presenting. Make it as easy as for you as you need.
Yeah, but also for the people that will be actually selecting or going through the pitch decks, because a lot of times it's people from innovation departments. There's a lot of stakeholders involved, right? You have innovation departments, you have business units, then they need to involve the finance or like the legal and whatever, and they need to be able to give the message across. So the easier you're able to explain what you're trying to do and what you're trying to achieve and how you're actually gonna help the utility. So what kind of business value do you bring to them, the better. But don't limit yourself to like a specific number of slides. Obviously, like going above 30, 40 would be kind of like meh.
Yeah, but also just be mindful of how many applicants there are, and people have to be reviewing these. So yeah, if you can it's always better to be concise and get that story told efficiently than dragging it out, because if you can do that concisely, that's beneficial for everybody.
Absolutely.
To add
500 applications, quite a lot. Go ahead.
To add one more element. Sorry. again, remember that each deck has a different purpose, right? If it's a presentation deck, you can have one word on a slide, but if it's something that you're sending through, you're not really telling the story verbally, you're telling the story through the slides. So conciseness there would work better. So use the tool you need for the different actions that you have to do. Sorry.
One extra information about this is that even if you're not selected, utilities keep in touch and they like to know what your solution is. So eventually you have some contacts going through the application, even if you're not selected. So this pitch deck is very useful to transmit the information, as our alumni were saying, and also to keep in touch with the potential client or the potential utility.
Great. Thank you very much.
Alex, Pavol, Chris, any tips on best practices on how to effectively work with utilities? By now, you've already been working with them for a couple of months. So anything you'd like to share with our prospect applicants?
Just be open. I think they're very receptive, and I think this is a lot about relationship building as well. And this gives you an opportunity to spend time to actually build those relationships. So you can drop an email, and it's not just a formal email. You can have, these are kind of, you know, more than just a business acquaintance, which is really helpful. So yeah, take time. Well, if you get selected, take time to actually be with them and just be honest and try and spend as much time with them as possible and really understand how you can work together, but show your willingness to be open and be easy to work with, I think is probably some of the key things.
Absolutely. The in-person moments are of such value as well, because they strengthen the relationships that you're already working through on the day. And these guys are champions of your startups at the end of the day. The innovation departments, they're the ones who represent your startup with the business units, right? They're the ones who advocate for your solutions and who go to the nitty-gritty of why you're the right guys to test something out with or to address a specific challenge. Anyone?
Yeah, I'd like to add to what Chris was saying, and 100% of what Chris said, plus ask questions. At the end of the day, you're going to be the one that knows what your startup can do, but you might not know exactly what their need is, right? So you'll have like the reverse pitch that you can, you know, reference to, but at the end of the day, have that conversation with them, ask a lot of questions, be inquisitive, show proactiveness and trying to solve some of the problems that they might not even know they have. In my personal situation, they didn't know they had the problem that until we popped up. So be there, ask questions, and try to be as simple to describe your own technology and your own solution as possible, and just like, it's a consultancy, it's a relationship that you form, and but when they see that you're inquisitive and proactive and like trying to be the solution rather than the problem, it bodes well.
Awesome.
Also, one thing that wasn't mentioned before, if you happen to get to the finals and be selected among the top startups, like I was saying, the acceptance is really low, and you're in an elite club. So take the opportunity to talk to the other startups as well, or the other projects, because you can learn so much from them. A lot of times it's even like more than from the utilities, because the other startups are in a very similar situation than you are, whereas the utilities are somewhere completely else. So use that opportunity as well. And with the utilities, like Alex said, it's a two-way street. So ask a lot of questions. You have like not unlimited, but very good access to very high positioned people from major companies, and they are in a friendly environment. Because if you do like cold outreach, you're in a very different situation than in this kind of environment, where they're actually open to listen and talk to you because they want to do the pilots. So use that opportunity to learn as much as possible, not only about like their problems and everything, but also about the processes, like what you need to do to actually get through to them. So yeah.
So just one last question, as we're a bit out of time. Any additional advice or tips that you would like to share with the startups applying this year?
Apply. It's an amazing opportunity, first and foremost. Secondly, just going back to adding on to what Pavel and Alex were saying, it's all about collaboration. It is a competition as such, but it's not a competition between the companies or the utilities. It's a very collaborative thing across the board. So, we end up collaborating with 2 utilities, but doing the same work, and we're sharing information together. So don't think that everything is siloed and you're trying to compete with one, playing one off the other. All the utilities are there with one aligned goal, and they're there to help everybody and work and help each other essentially as well. So yeah, go in mind that it's a really collaborative based program and everyone is trying to work together.
So if I may add just real quick to what Chris is saying, yeah, 100%, but also understand that the people that you're talking to, your cohort, are the same, are you basically, either 6 months ago or 6 months in the future, and they're in the same situation, and you can really form like very good friendships, and just spend time, and they're the nicest people. In my experience, it's been that everyone in the cohort has been amazing and just extra helpful, and just take advantage of that, because that's important. As a founder, you don't really get a lot of chance to hang out with or like interact with people that are on the same mindset as you, and this is one of those unique opportunities.
Just a side note, we're not paid or blackmailed to say these nice things. Free Electrons literally is the best program of its kind.
I'm getting paid, Pavel. Did they not pay you?
No, they left me out again.
You guys are getting paid?
Oh my God.
No, it is an amazing program. Yeah, I can't really emphasize how good it is. So yeah, if you are thinking of applying, just do it. It's 100% worthwhile.
A lot of hard work and a lot of fun, for sure. You get to meet amazing people, and people with all types of life experiences from all over the world. It's quite a unique program in this regards. Guys, we're a bit out of time. Sorry for the extra 5 minutes. I know you're very busy people, but it was amazing to see everyone. So lovely to see our alumni, to catch up with Alex, Chris, and Pavel. To the new faces, we're very excited to have you here. If you have any questions, reach out to the project team. And I'm sure if you add these guys on LinkedIn, they'll be kind enough to answer any question you might have. Not Chris. Chris is out of clock. Thank you very much.
Of course. Thank you.
And we'll send the record and the presentation to everyone who registered to the webinar. So no worries, you won't miss out a bit.
Cool. Thank you. And just watching the highlights reel, I'm tempted to apply again. Yeah, it was a great experience.
Great to see you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye,
Bye.
Thomas. Bye, Diogo.
Bye,
Bye,
Alex.
Chris. Bye, Pavel.
See ya. Speak
Bye.
soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.